G'day viewers, Ivan here from Peak Off-Road Equipment, Wetherer Park, Sydney, Australia, and welcome again to another episode. And today we've got something big to show you, like literally big. What we have here is a Dodge Ram 2500 with a 6.7 Chev diesel in it, 6-cylinder. Now, this is the first one we've actually done here. So it's got a GIC canopy on the back from Tratec, and I'm going to show you how we fitted this tent on an awning. Now, to just give you an indication, this took two blokes day and a bit to put all this on. It was a real bugger, but it turned out really, really good. Combination of the tray and canopy with the Bush Company AX27 and the XT270 Max. The Max actually looks like small on this car, where on the 200 series, it's actually quite large. So if we were to just have the 270 awning as standard on it, it'll be really tiny. There would be no coverage at all. So we're not going to waste a lot of time, and we're just going to get into it because also, just to give you guys, so you know how we're going to do it, first of all, we're going to open up the tent this time because it's so difficult. And Artie, and it's so high up because we're talking about 2.6 metres to the top of the solar panel. So we're going to open the tent, then we're going to open the awning, readjust the lights, going to have a look inside the back of the canopy, and then we're going to go walk around the car and go back to the front of the car and the inside and have a look at the engine bay. This car's got 13,000 Ks on it, so it is pretty much brand new. So it's been basically build Ks. And we've got to thank the owner. He hasn't even seen this finished product here. It still has more to do on it. So we normally don't get to see it finished out on the driving out through the deserts and stuff. We're just one cog in their build process. So got the canopy on, and here we go. All right, let's go. Let's go open this tent up. Well, as you can see, we've got the big ladder on. Now, just for you guys so that you know, the tent's been put here for a reason. One, it misses the rack at the front because it's fairly level with the rack. And secondly, when you undo this, we're going to advise the owner, Gavin, to put this a stay up here, put a piece of timber on here or another piece of aluminium or whatever, and use this as a standing platform. So instead of using the ladder, you can use the ladder to get up to the tent, which will be no problems at all when we get the extendable ladder out. Be no problems at all. And then you can stand on this, and then the tent is only here on you. So the struggling that you're going to see me go through right now to put the spring poles up, because I can't even reach the bottom of the spring pole, because this one's got the relocation bracket, because the awning has been put in the up position. So the tent is here. Normally you put it down, but because of the way this structure is managed, that is not possible. So we have now had to put the awning in the up position. Now what happens is the awning comes around, the spring pole is at the bottom of the tent. I've had to put a relocation bracket to put up the top of the tent. Now we also cut the pole, and I'll show you that once I get this opened up. So I'll get this ladder out, reminding you again, this, like I said, will be fixed later on just for the ease of use. Just imagine if this tailgate was down, this is where I'd be standing. So all this would be very easy. Up goes the tent. Grab your bungee cord. Lucky I haven't had any beers. Now I'm going to come down and show you the spring poles. So there's the hooks. Right. This is how much was taken off this spring pole for this vehicle, because we've gone to the absolute maximum height of the spring, the relocation bar. So this is where we're up to now, and I'll show you how it levels it out. I've just got the original one. Just stay there, Artie. In this case, sorry about that, guys. I should have got my props prepared earlier. So in this case, these are the two original ones that came with it. We supply this one. So if ever he wants to go back to take it off and put it on something else, he has two poles that are the same length. And this one is just for this orientation. So let's go put this on. I'll put this away. Artie, more thumbs today, mate. Rightio, we'll put this one on first. Sorry guys, I'm putting my back to you. But as you can see, the tailgate being down would change everything, right? And imagine having the extendable ladder just to use it as an extendable ladder. Now we don't use it here, the extendable ladder, because it's too slippery, and in other videos you'll see me tie it off to the tow ball or whatever I got. So let me do this with Artie looking. Right, as you can see now, this is level. Right, so there's no need to put a bow or a dog leg in the pole. Like, we've been doing this for years, since basically the AX has come out. This is done and ready. So just imagine the access is from here down, even with the tailgate open. I'll get rid of this. Even again with the tailgate open, your ladder will be at the perfect angle, like this. Perfect angle, and you'll be able to step here. All you need to do is put a tie from here to here to hold this up, and maybe just put in or you can just use it like this, but I'd put a nice piece of aluminium in there. Checker plate to make sure that all holds out. Rightio. See how this is easy? That's one of the best ones I've seen. All right, let's open this bad boy out. So this is the Max awning. And it's a pretty simple setup, but there is a couple of tricks, and no one has actually really shown this. I will get Artie, when he's not too busy, to do a video with me. Right? So what we do is we add these clips. Right? So if Artie follows me around, I'll just make sure this is loose. Right? And you go to here, and on top of the Rhino rack, we've put an eyelet on. Now the trick over here for the 270 Max is to just get it so this arm is pretty much square with this one, and that'll make it easy for you to throw this canvas over, find the little arm, Now you've got to understand, this is why we've done it this way, because the lighting's all going to be a bit crazy, so we'll change all the lights up when we've done it. There is a lot of canvas on the 270 Max. It is a huge area. It's nearly 7 metres from tip to tip. So remember this to be a little bit further this way. That way the arms come off easily out. And also leave this arm till last. You put the other ones in and it'll be much easier. So again, we've got this clip here. It's a nice tidy way of doing it. This is not a handle. You bring it round, let's put these up, get these out of the way, and we go all the way, make it nice, and now we start our adjustment. So we basically pull this one in. Oh, this one's pretty good. I think I nailed it pretty much straight away, Artie. And as you can see now, it's floppy here. It's a matter of, can I reach? I need to step up. Right, I'll just get this, stay there Artie. I'll just get this light a little bit in closer. The joys of dealing in shadows. Artie in edit will have a great fun with this one. Up, down, up, down. So right now what you see here is a 270 Max awning on the AX27. Now, let's go have a look what's inside this. So there you go. Nothing is hitting. It took a lot of effort and time to move the tent left and right, just the way that this Tratec top rack is. Now we never put them on a rack per se, and we always try and offset the tent a little bit to one side to help protect the awning. We needed to have access. I would have liked to have pushed this awning and tent combination further to the driver's side to give more access for a ladder to the other side, which is not going to happen. We're going to have to get permission to drill some new holes and put the mounting bracket. I'll show that in the other side. But you can see where the zipper is, and when we get to the other side, I'll show you what mounts were used to put it onto this tray. But anyway, here it is. This is, oh yeah, these are the same lights I've got. These are the same lights I've got. These come from, I think, from WA, Western Australia, LED strip lights, so just type that in. So this is your combination fridge, and not that we're going to look inside there. The fridge is a fridge. He is using this vehicle, so considering how big the car is, and I'm telling you the car is very big. For the first half an hour, Artie and I were taking selfies in front of the bonnet and grille, just to give you an idea, because Artie looks like a midget with this car. It's just very interesting and funny. But it has a table, drawer, some storage area, which I love. Lots of storage area to put stuff in, because always going to different things. Paddle board, deflated paddle board, 2 paddle boards, chairs, tables, banana chair, whatever you need. Here we've got some water, and we've got fuel. So fuel on top, water on the storage on both sides. The tray height is, to make a sandwich, is a little bit high. I'm 6'3", but the customer is also very tall as well. So that kind of works out. This here, having a small area to actually put some timber and the spare tyre is invaluable. You can always stuck a couple of jerry cans in here quite easily, and some lights on top of this as well. The other thing is, on the back, he's also got, in this, which is pretty good, this is coming more and more common, where you've got the combination of internal 15-out 240 power supply with the breaker on top of that, so it's all right in front of you. So if you get some really dodgy power, or a surge or something happens, that will probably shoot off and scare you out. Now, we don't need that one. So now we come to the fitting part. Artie, I'm just going to bring that light over. This is quite long and convoluted, right? What you find with these racks, or this case here, we have an Alu-Cab bar. You can also use a Rhino bar, which has the Unistrut on it, or you can use the Bush Company bars, which are on top of the tent in this case. Now, in this case, they have this channel, and with this channel, we can put. Will that turn in? Yeah, it will turn in, like so. So this is this channel over here. This is a Unistrut. Now there is a gap here. We don't need, the overhang is not too much on this, and there'll be another video because Bush Company has done some testing, and the old adage of first bar 250 from the end doesn't have to exist anymore. It's now closer to 500 or 450. I'll wait till I get the specs for that before we announce it properly. Now in this case here, what we did was we ran this in here, if you can imagine, this like this, and then run the bar in here. So this is how this one is mounted. If you can see over here, Artie, that's how that is mounted there. Now that is super simple to do. Normally, you just throw the bolts in, run it in with this bar like this, and have your bolts just there and run the nuts in. We don't have the access. You can't put your hand in here to do them up. So I would again like this to be more across, but there's just no physical way of doing that. These are a lifesaver. The stuff that Bush Company give you as a universal bar fit, Jesus makes it hard for you guys who are doing it at home and haven't seen this for a while. But these little suckers here, they save the world. All right, throw that away. Anyway, let's get to the rest of the build. And it is a hot and humid day here in Sydney. Both Artie and I are sweating profusely. This side, he has gone with the Enerdrive. Let's turn these lights on as well, Artie. Right, he's gone with the Enerdrive setup. Gavin, if you're looking, it's 98%. I did put it on charge, so everything is good. With the full Enerdrive setup over here, I'm not going to muck around with his stuff too much. You can see all this. Now, the only downfall on this, and I will tell him about this as well, you can buy a bar that goes across here. Instead of opening two, you can just pull one and it comes off. So that would be a little trick that you can add on later on. Now, the solar panel. Artie, I'm going to jump on. I'm going to swap sides with you. All right. Now, what we've got up the top here, if Artie's looking now, is I think it's about a 200 or 100 plus watt solar panel. It's around about 1.2 metres long. Now, the original bars that Bush Company supplied, not the original bars, the bars you can buy from Bush Company are the L bracket bars. Now, in my opinion, over rough corrugations, that is too big a span for a glass panel to be flexing in the middle. You really need a third bar in the middle. And these ones already had the mounts where they are now, and I was quite satisfied with that. But the extra cost was, and a slight height was, to put those Bush Company 1420 bars on there as they are now. We ran the bar, because this was already hooked up to his rack, it was already there. We then just put some conduit in, put some clamps on it. The wonderful thing about the Bush Company is it has these, you just run a bolt in and you can do it up. The same one over here, we just dropped a little thing there and we cable tied that on. So in the end, it is a very, very neat fit up. Very neat, as neat as you're going to get. So we've gone through the mounting of this, and it's really important to show you guys the amount of effort that goes into mounting something. Now you've got to remember the tent and rack scenario has to be flat, plumb, and level, right? They all mean the same thing. It's got to be flat and square. So what happens is if you pull down the tent and it's not flat on one corner, the lid won't move with it, it'll just do this. It'll just go cockeyed because the hinges will not, they're meant to go down nice and straight. So mounting everything and giving a 40mm gap, a halo around the tent as the car flexes, right? Because this moves individually to this. So with the gap, 40mm, right round, any obstructions will take care of your flex. So in this case, this kind of worked out pretty much as perfect as you're going to get. Remembering the tent is offset, I think, about 60. Tent's 1450 wide. The top of this tray tech is 1500. So even if we put it in the middle, there'll be still 100 metre each side, which is nearly impossible to mount the awning with this existing lip. How do you mount this awning here? All right. Anyway, up the top he's got his max tracks, and he'll need to take a ladder with him when he gets up there because that is 2.4 metres in the air. The mirror is right here at my nose, if you get the idea. You just can't believe the size of this 2500. It is super cool. Artie's going to go back and show you me leaning on the bonnet. Again, I always tell you guys, I'm 6'3", slowly shrinking. I'm now 36 plus GST, and my Pumbaa, the 6x6, is tiny compared to this 6x6 Land Rover Parenti, and you can see the videos on the channel here. I don't know who makes this bar, but it's got a worn winch underneath, but it is an aluminium bar and it's fantastic. It suits it so well. Maybe I can put that in the comments. Artie, I'm going to jump in the driver's seat. You're going to go have a look? Let's go. Right, look at this. Oh God, Jesus Christ. Can we turn the aircon on? This is super cool. I'm just going to put the accessories on. That's a very annoying beep. But this has got 13,000 Ks on it, so it's fairly new. It sits 6. Artie was in the back, and he was telling me, Ivan, can you take me to Tahiti in this, please? So for, I'll turn this off. No, turn that off. No, yeah, turn that off. For a long drive, if you were doing what we call the Golden Boomerang, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, 1,000 Ks a shot, you'd feel really good at the end of the day. This is just super comfortable. You're not doing anything too difficult. Cruise control, all the bits, column shift, and the rest of it. So this big box at the front here, I assume this is LiDAR, and someone can correct me in the comments, but I believe that's so. Again, I'm super impressed with this size of the vehicle especially, and the canopy that it has on there. All right, let's go finish up. Well, what do you think of that, guys? It's quite a truck. It is every bit of 2.6 metres long. I have to thank Artie for coming out, and today in Sydney it's a very hot, steamy and humid day. If you would have seen the video, you'll see me, I just had a towel off, and you'll see me sweating profusely. There's very little breeze and a lot of lights here. Thank you, Artie. Thank you, Gavin, for letting us let us show the car off. It is a wonderful beast. It's, yeah, I could see myself doing this, but then again, I didn't want to scratch it either. So, you know, that's how it goes these days. Thank you, 4X Adventures. The other last thing I'm going to say about this, we will do a video on actually how to mount a tent and how to open and close a tent and taking care of the tent, especially for the Bush Company ones. We're not going to run this down. We're going to leave this open like this, let it air out. Artie and I are going to have a couple of beers, well deserved, and hopefully I'll see you out on the track. So thank you again, and please subscribe, put a like, go see Artie's channel, 4X Adventures, and we'll see you next time. Hooroo, guys. Oh my God, I need a beer.